Just got to the hotel room. This is the bathroom. It says hello or welcome Mr. Logan Hill. And then on here it says Miss Hill. Am I a girl or a guy? I don't know. This is so cute though. They have my little like business card thing with like cakes and stuff. Look, they print out my Instagram photo. That's so cute. So freaking cute. Look at the view. So nice. Alright, get ready for dinner. We're literally going to dinner in like 20 minutes. Whew, okay.
No, we all started at the same time, 2004, 2005.
5-star hotel, where the famous Agatha Christie, Ernest Hemingway, Mata Hari, they all stayed in that hotel. It's called Calabasas Hotel. Having a 5 o'clock tea in that Calabasas. There's an old Turkish singer. It's Calabasas Hotel right over there. Every day at 5. In Bosnia also it must be famous. Yeah.
Trying Turkish coffee right now.
Hadi ya, sanki herkesin kim mi alıyor? Tamam ha, önceden çıkar. Tamam, benim hakkım. Tamam, ben orta kahve kiminle?
Oh.
Bir tane orta değil mi? Kime? Bu da mı orta? Bir orta bir az değil mi?
Hı?
Orta kahve kimin? Let's just take a little. Let the sugar or okay? Medium.
Medium? Okay, let's
Let the sugar. Pretty much.
And good Turkish coffee has to have the foam on it.
Okay.
So if it doesn't have the foam, it's not a Turkish coffee. It's not a good coffee.
If there's no foam?
Sorry. Not like the beer, but
Perfect for... Let's try this.
Here we go.
it's hot.
It is hot.
You want to
Huh?
grab it for you?
Oh, it's okay, I got it.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god, it's really hot. I burn my lips. It's good.
Oh, it's without
Burning my tongue. It's almost like chocolatey.
Yeah.
It's just because it's grounded
Yeah.
twice. So, and it's very fine.
Oh, these are cute.
Soğuk su 1 lira soğuk su.
Soğuk su, soğuk su, soğuk su.
Istanbul is also very famous for its street food. One of the most famous street foods of the city, of those streets, they don't go anywhere. They're restaurants. But they sell only.
Hello, excuse me. Sakin ol.
Özlem Hanım, şu lokumumuzu bir tadın bakalım. Beğenecek misiniz? İyi. İyi bakalım. Güzel. This one, chocolate one, if you like chocolate, you will like this one.
Yep.
Other flavors, it's like I will give you just like 6 sections in our shop. I will give you like an idea about every section, just a little idea about 1 minute.
This is a video.
Okay, this one's the coffee one. Sour pomegranate. This one nougat one. This one lemon. This one classic pistachio. This one blueberry. This one hazelnut with the cream of hazelnut covered with dash. This one the pomegranate with rose. This one classic pomegranate. This one orange. This one fixed with hazelnut. The sultan one, which you have tasted already. Cranberry. This one strawberry. Inside it hazelnut and the cream of hazelnut. This one chocolate, we tested it. This one cinnamon, chocolate with the sesame and ginger. All these kind of Turkish delight. If you'd like to get.
So I'm heading out right now, or just downstairs in the hotel, to go to a Turkish bath. I'm not really sure what to expect. I don't know if I can film. If I can, I'll try and show you, but if not, I'll tell you about it afterwards. I'll try and take some photos if I can't film, but yeah.
There's white cheese in it, and there's salsa sauce in it. That's aubergine, eggplant with yogurt, goat cheese.
Yok şimdi onlarlayım da o yüzden soracağım. Bir resimden tersini
Having first look at this freaking airport. What is happening? This looks like Lord of the Rings. And there's, oh my gosh, what's it called? Can't remember.
Okay, first balloon fly, it was signed 1783 from Paris with Montgolfier brothers. First time there was very hard landing in 1 yard. So local people say, what are you doing? This is my garden and this is my job. And pilot said, this is first balloon fly, we celebrate champagne party. Come here please. So they was all together make to the champagne party. First time to do this time, this is traditional party. Every landing we celebrate champagne party. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah. Oh my god.
1, 2, 3, no. Everybody please. 1, 2.
Abi rüzgarın
One more again.
Okay, wait, hold on.
I'm back in my car, back in Los Angeles. I've been back for like 2 days. I got back Monday night. It is now Thursday, and I'm leaving again on Monday to Mexico. So yeah, thought I'd recap my Turkey trip while I'm driving. It was really cool. I honestly expected to feel a little bit scared or like not safe while I was there. I just like really did not know what to expect. I know that they had a lot of problems like 3 years ago with like terrorist attacks, like the airport got bombed, and then like the Syria shit, and like just, I don't know, political turmoil. And then the day before we left, Trump tweeted their president something like threatening them. So I was like, great, that's just fabulous. But the city was super clean, and I don't know, I really didn't know what I was expecting in that sense, but it reminded me of kind of a lot like just New York or like Sweden or something. Like I thought it'd be kind of like dirty and grimy, like the streets in the city and stuff, but it was actually beautiful. And we went on this like boat ride through the Bosphorus, which connects the Black Sea and something, I can't remember right this second. And that was really beautiful. It really just looked like Italy or Naples or like Europe or something. Like, I mean, Istanbul is on the Europe side, and it's like halfway on the Europe side and halfway on the Asia continent, but it was just like really beautiful, and the people were so nice. I did have an issue with the Turkish Airlines. We were going to Cappadocia. I kind of talked about it in the vlog, but like I was whispering because I was at the airport and people were like, what the fuck is this chick doing? But basically they wouldn't let me on the plane, and it was like a domestic flight, so it was like an hour to the other city, and they kept telling me, like the women working the desk, like the airline desk, were really rude. and they wouldn't tell me anything, and she just kept putting her hand on my face and saying no. Like when I tried to ask like what was going on, they literally wouldn't let me on the plane. Everyone else in my group was on the plane except for me. And I was like, what's going on? Like, why aren't you letting me on? I have a ticket, I have a seat. And she was like, no, you don't, you're a standby. And I was like, that's actually impossible because I have a seat number on the ticket. Who's in the seat? And I kept asking, like, who is in the seat? Like, I want to know who is in the seat if I have a ticket. Like, I have a seat number, who's in it? I'm not, so who is? And I think what they did is they oversold the flight and booked 2 people in 1 seat. Just happened to be mine. They gave 2 people the seat number, and I guess the person who had the other one got on before me, and their ticket rang, and then mine buzzed because the same one had been wrong already. I think that's what happened, and they just did not want to admit that. They kept making it seem like it was my fault that I was standby, and they were like, you have to take the next flight, you have to take the next flight. And they were just being honestly really rude, and there was definitely a language barrier, but I felt like it was fake. Like I knew they could understand me and speak English, but they just didn't want to act like they did. They're like, oh, we don't know, I don't know, I don't understand. And I was like, I know you do. Like, we're not stupid here. And I was like, when's the next flight? Because like, I'm with a group, you're leaving me stranded in a foreign country. Like, what's happening right now? You guys are ridiculous. Like, we are working with the airline and you're not letting me on the flight. Like, what's going on? And so finally, the other woman, who was a little bit nicer but still pretty rude, was like, oh, the next flight's in an hour. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna. And then it got to the point where they shut the gate on me. I wasn't getting on the plane. The editor-in-chief in the magazine, they wouldn't let her off the plane. They were threatening to call the police on her because she was like, what's going on? So basically, they took off, and I'm stranded in the Istanbul airport alone with no flight. And then, so we go to the desk, and they put me on another flight, and she lied to me. She said it was in an hour. It was in 5 hours. And so finally, we get a hold of like the person who we've been in contact with for Turkish Airlines. He's like, I'm so sorry, it's never happened, blah, blah, blah. Because my flight was like, I had to wait 5 hours there, so they switched the flight to a different city near Cappadocia, and I would have to drive, and they had a car for me, and I drove an hour into Cappadocia from another city that I flew into. It's like a really tiny airport, which I was a little bit scared to do this because I didn't know where the heck I was going, like where in Turkey I was even flying into. Like I had no idea I was alone. Like I have no idea where I am. But it turned out to be fine, thank God. It could have honestly been a lot worse. Like that could have been my flight back to the LA and they didn't let me on. I would have freaked out. I would have flipped out. Oh my God. I'm talking too much and I don't even like know where I'm going. Yeah, I would have like caused a huge scene, honestly. I probably got in trouble. Okay, is this still recording? Anyway, what was I saying? I don't remember. Anyway, it all worked out, but it was just really frustrating and I was a little bit scared and they did not make me feel good about anything. It all worked out later because we did get upgraded to business class there and on the way back, so Turkish Airlines made up for it that way. I'm not, like, I think they're a great airline. It was just like a really weird situation. Like, I just felt like everyone was lying to me and this truth wasn't being told and they were being really sketchy about it and shady. Like, I didn't like that. But it worked out. It was fine. Whatever. We got there. Okay, let me talk about the food. The food was really good. I was expecting more like, I don't know. I guess I was expecting more Mediterranean food. I guess like they didn't have a lot of hummus, which I was really looking forward to. But it was just like a lot of meat, like overwhelming amounts of meat and like steak and like cow. Which is fine, like I eat meat, but like after like 3 days I was like, all right, like I need to like not eat meat today. Like I felt like kind of sick, not like I was gonna vomit or anything. I just felt like, oh my God, I'm eating like a lot of meat. I feel gross. But they actually have a lot of vegetarian options, which is really great, and they do eat a lot of vegetable dishes for like their mezes, which I guess is like an appetizer for us. But yeah. What else? Our days were like packed. We did like a massive like 8-hour tours in Istanbul, and we saw like the mosques and all like the historic stuff, and we went on the streets. And that was cool. And then in Cappadocia, it was really cool because it was like such a contrast. Like it was very like like mountains and like nature and all these rocks formations, and like these people had like carved out the inside of rocks for like caves and like churches and stuff and lived in there, which was really cool to see. It was literally like Mars, like another planet. It was like, it was crazy. And then we did the hot air balloon ride. We had to get up at like 3 in the morning, and the hot air balloon took off at like 5:30, and we watched the sunrise on the hot air balloon with like all these other hot air balloons around me. I have a few photos on my Instagram if you want to check it out, but that was like insane. That was definitely like a bucket list thing. Like, just like looking at everything, I was like, holy crap, like I'm here. This is so weird. Like I never would have expected I would do anything like this. The landing was a little bit scary. Like they made us like hunch down and like grab these things, like no one could have their cameras out or anything, and it was like kind of rocking back, and we were like tipping, and everyone's kind of screaming. But yeah, no one got hurt. I feel like they don't have a lot of accidents or anything. It seems pretty safe. But and then the following morning we got up at 4 a.m. and went to this other hotel with a pool to watch the hot air balloons over the pool, to do like photos for the editorial, and that was really beautiful. And then we did like day tours. I did like photo shoots with all the girls, and then what we did on the last day when we had like the dinners and stuff, and it was honestly like a lot of the same foods, like yogurt, like olive oil, and like chicken skewers, like kebabs, breads, like this like red pepper, like round up, like kind of like a red pepper hummus, but not really a hummus. It was kind of spicy, and that was really good. And then like the grape leaves, like wrapped with like minced meat and stuff. Yeah. I'm trying to remember if I forgot anything. Honestly, did not sleep at all that trip. Like we got up so early, and the dinners were so late. Like it was like 4-hour dinners. Like they would start at 8 and we'd leave at like midnight. Yeah. So they were long, but it was fun. And everyone was really chill on the trip. Everyone was super nice. Nothing like bad happened except for like the airline incident. Yeah. I'm trying to think. Yeah. We stayed at the Four Seasons in Istanbul by the water, the Bosphorus Four Seasons, whatever. I think that's what it's called, and that was a super nice hotel. And then the second place we stayed at was Argos in Cappadocia, and that was a super sick hotel. It was like on the cliffs. It reminded me of like Greece without the ocean. I've never been to Greece, but I imagine like from pictures, it just reminded me of that. Yeah, that was about it. It was a 13-hour flight. We got upgraded to business class, so like my whole seat laid down. I was like trying to show like in the videos what it was like. I don't know if I did a good job, but that was my first time flying business or like first class or whatever to internationally, and holy shit, my life has changed forever. I don't know if I can ever do economy again, but of course I will. But it was like, I was like, holy crap, this is amazing. Like the flight went by so fast. It was so much easier. Like I feel like the jet lag was not as bad because of that. Like I slept the whole time. I literally like slept like it was on a bed. I was like, it was insane. It was crazy. But yeah, that was really cool. So thank you Turkish Airlines for that. And that's basically it. All I can think of about the trip. If I think of anything in the next video, I'll tell you, but that's about it right now. I will hopefully be vlogging in Mexico. I'm not sure, but let me know if you want to see more of these travel vlogs. I have one of New Orleans with my family coming up, so look out for that, and I will see you in the next video.